Alright, so, we got a busy week. 2 kit reveals. We had Hunter Mercenary, which had a super half-ass kit reveal. And now we also have Jocasta Nu. This is a character from the Darth Vader comics, episode 9, or issue, I should say, 9 and 10. Already did Developer's Insights. That's where I learned all that information from. So if you didn't check it out, check it out. It's actually a little bit better than the usual because since we don't really know much about this character, they kind of gave us a halfway decent Developer's Insight so you could learn a little bit. And there was a little bit that I actually showed in game because it was kind of relevant and tied into everything that they were talking about. So yeah, give that one a look. If not, I get it. Who really cares? You want to know the kit reveal. So let's just get it. Alright, abilities. Pre-transform. So, since you didn't check out the Developer's Insights, I'll have to tell you what that's all about. Apparently this character can transform into a different form. So as you see, she has a lightsaber. Her transformation is she ends up getting a gun that's powered by the lightsaber. And she throws that at the enemy. So I don't know why they call it transform, but that's what that means. Anyway, so this is by the book. It's a Zeta and it has an Omicron. Keep in mind, she's a Conquest character, so that's why her basic is so beefed up like that with the Zeta and an Omicron. It's not as crazy as it seems. So, final text. Deal special damage to target enemy if they had defense down or tenacity down. Inflict that debuff on all of the enemies for 1 turn. Then you gain critical damage up for 1 turn. Okay. I guess that's fine. I mean, as I say, critical damage up, only for 1 turn. That ain't that fun. Maybe if it was for the rest of the encounter, that's pretty good. But 1 turn, you still get a chance that you're not even going to get a crit. So it's kind of boring, but okay. Then again, this says it has an Omicron. What's the Omicron? Usually they tell us what that is afterwards. What's the Omicron? And this has a Zeta? What's the Zeta on this? This sounds like a very basic move. Where in the world is the Zeta on this? Is it the Zeta gives you gain critical damage up for 1 turn? That's pretty stupid. I'll save the Zeta instead of wasting it on that. I mean, I wouldn't if I had her, but you know what I'm trying to say. What's the Omicron, though? Because now we're going into the next move, which is shh, quiet. Because she's supposed to be a librarian, get it? Which this has a cooldown of 4 and also has a Zeta and an Omicron. Hopefully this one gives us more details on that, otherwise, geez. Okay, so it looks like she does a nice forceful stab with her lightsaber. After, what does she do? Kind of slide up there? Yeah, kind of jumps. Final text. If all allies are Jedi Vanguard, which the Jedi Vanguard faction looks like a bunch of crap characters, so you might not want to use them, but it's probably your best option and would make the most sense. It's just it's not very sexy. But anyways, if they are, then you dispel all buffs on all enemies. Then you deal special damage to the target enemy. And then you gain speed up for 1 turn and reduce the cooldown of it does not exist by 10. Wow, okay. Again, no mention of what the Omicron is, and really no mention of what the Zeta portion of that could be. Is this correct? Like, does it really have an Omicron, or do they just, like, have this from another kit that they copy-pasted and forgot to take that off? Anyways, it does not exist. This has a cooldown of 20. This is kind of funny because we've had 2 kit reveals in this week. Hunter Mercenary, he has a move that has a cooldown of 30. What's up with these 2 new characters that have big cooldowns on their special 2? It's funny. Anyways, this must be that transform move. See, gets rid of her lightsaber, then boom, pulls out a gun. Honestly, though, isn't a lightsaber supposed to be like a special weapon? It's supposed to be elegant and all this. I feel like getting rid of your lightsaber to get a gun is a downgrade. Like, doesn't Kenobi say that it's so uncivilized when he uses the gun to kill Grievous? But alright. That seems like it's just a buff move. I mean, it's not even doing any damage or anything. She just breaks open that box, gets the gun, and then boop! What does this have? Cooldown of 20. It doesn't have a Zeta or anything? Alright. It's the one with the most words, but apparently doesn't have a Zeta or anything. Sure. Anyways, final text. Gain 50% critical chance, critical damage, and 5 siphon for the rest of the battle. And 100% speed. Oh, wow. And tenacity for 1 turn. Oh, 100% speed and tenacity? Damn! Alright. It's only 1 turn, though? Wait, is all of that stuff for 1 turn? Okay, so you gain a lot of stuff, but it's only for 1 turn. That kind of sucks. Daze all enemies for 1 turn. Transform into Jocasta Nu rifle. This ability starts on cooldown. Can only be used once per battle and can't be evaded or resisted. Yes, the reason that it can only be used once per battle is because this is supposed to be a last-ditch effort move. So you're supposed to have really low health, like one health or something, 1% health, and then she can use this move. And it's either going to kill all the enemies or it doesn't, and then she dies. So that's really only why you can use it once, because it's either it ends the battle because the enemy is now defeated, or it doesn't and you get killed. Last-ditch effort. Anyways, this ability can only be used if all allies are Jedi Vanguard and both, by the book and quiet, are tier 6 or above. Oh, it can only be used if all allies are Jedi Vanguard. I didn't know that from the developer's insights. It might have said it, I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize until now. And as far as those other 2 moves, it says if they're tier 6 or above. What does that mean? Like they're being beefed up, like with the ability mats and stuff? Because like I'd hope you'd have them above. Maybe you don't put the Zeta on, but why would you not get them to tier 6? Unless tier 6 is like the Zeta, I don't know. Wait, maybe that's what the Zeta is. Is tier 6 Zeta tier? That seems kind of low though. I don't know. Anyways, unique one, Jedi Archivist. This also has a Zeta and Omicron. Do we know anything about the Omicron? Holy crap, this is long. Okay, at least this one tells us the Omicron. It says win in Grand Arenas. First one that actually tells us about the Omicron. So, final text. Jocasta Nu has plus 25% max protection. Increased to 50% if all allies are Jedi Vanguard at the start of battle and is immune to protection disruption and can't be revived. Yes, that's because she has that suicide move. At the start of her turn, inflict tenacity down until the end of her turn against the last enemy to inflict a debuff on her. What? Inflict tenacity down until the end of her turn again. Oh, I get it. Okay. So once she takes a turn against the last doofus that put a debuff on her, then tenacity down on the enemies goes away. If this is the second time this has occurred on the same enemy in this encounter, and she is Jocasta Nu rifle, they are also exposed. Don't really know that it being exposed will make any difference when it comes to her like annihilate move with the gun, but okay, sure. Inflict defense down until the end of her turn against the last enemy to damage her. Is it only to that enemy that these things are happening? Or is it to the whole squad? Because that makes a big difference. Anyways, if this is the second time this has occurred on the same enemy in this encounter, and she is Jocasta Nu rifle, they are also inflicted with vulnerable. I mean, this seems very specific, though. It says if this is the second time that this has occurred. I mean, maybe it's not specific. I don't know. It just kind of seems it, though. Whenever she attacks an exposed enemy, she recovers 20% protection. Whenever she recovers protection, she gains 10% offense stacking for the rest of the encounter. Whenever she or an enemy gains foresight, dispel it. And she gains deflective ward, which can't be dispelled until she receives damage. And then recover 20% protection and gain 20% turn meter once per turn. I feel like this is not written very well. They just put a lot of commas, and so it's like a super huge run-on sentence. Let's try this again and try to put proper punctuation. Whenever she or an enemy gains foresight, you're going to dispel it. Then she's going to gain deflective ward, which can't be dispelled. And she has this until she receives damage. After she receives damage, she recovers 20% protection and gains 20% turn meter, which happens once per turn. I hope I broke that down more appropriately. It still seems confusing. Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally uses a special ability, reduce the cooldown of it does not exist by 1. While my turn is on cooldown, it belongs in a museum, inflicts burning on the enemy for 1 turn. What? Where did it belongs in a museum come from? What? It does not exist. My turn is on cooldown. It belongs in a museum. Wait, what did they say? It belongs in a museum and I wasn't paying attention? It does not exist. Shh, quiet. And buy the book. What is it belongs in a museum now? What? Where's this coming from? Are they just making up stuff as they go along? What is that? Whenever a Jedi Vanguard ally uses a special ability, reduce the cooldown of it does not exist by 1. Okay, yep, we know what that move is. That's her last ditch move. But while my turn is on cooldown, it belongs in a museum, inflicts burning on the enemy. What are those 2 moves? Those aren't part of her kit. What? Okay, I don't understand where that's coming from, but sure. The first time Jocasta Nu would be reduced to 1% health, she is Jocasta Nu Rifle. She dispels all debuffs on herself, she recovers 100% health, she gains damage immunity for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled. I feel like that should have parentheses instead of commas. And she takes a bonus turn. During this bonus turn, she must use the special ability, It's Up to You Now. And then... what? Then is defeated, which can't be prevented if any enemy survives. Oh, okay. Which then she is defeated, which can't be prevented if any enemy survives. At the big space start of the encounter. What? Hold on. At the start of the encounter, if she has used It's Up to You Now, she is defeated. She doesn't have any of these moves, though. Where are they coming from? What is going on? They're coming up with all these moves for her kit, and we just read her kit, and none of these moves are in it. While in Grand Arenas. At least it's Grand Arena. But it probably won't make any sense based on what's going on. Anyways, Jocasta Nu has 100% counter chance and is immune to ability block. If all added allies are Jedi Vanguard, whenever they use an ability, reduce the cooldown of it does not exist by 1. Whenever she is stunned, gain Deflective Ward, which can't be dispelled until she receives damage. Yeah, but... oh, immune to ability block. Never mind, I thought it said she gets damage immunity. I was like, she can't take damage if she has damage immunity. Unique 2, Chief Librarian. This is a text only. I would hope it's text only because this is a unique. It's not as actual ability. The abilities have the moves. But sure, what does this say? When Jocasta Nu transforms, she loses the abilities by the book, shh, quiet, and it does not exist and gains 3 new abilities. Oh, okay. So this is where this is coming from. Maybe this should have been unique 1 and the other moves unique 2. Then when you read the other kit, you're not like, what the F are all these moves? Because now you're prepped for them. And I think I see what this means. This is a text only. It's kind of like how Jabba has like that move. That's not really a move. It's what is it? Big character or something. So maybe that's what this is. It's not really any kind of unique. It's just documenting what happens to her. So, basic now becomes it belongs in a museum. Deal special damage to target enemy if they had defense down or tenacity down. Inflict that buff on all enemies for 1 turn. Gain critical damage up for 1 turn. Okay, that sounds exactly the same as the regular version of this move. Zeta upgrade. Oh, okay. So she has to transform to get her upgrades. Okay, so they didn't forget about it. It's just a very clunky kit. So the Zeta on her basic is, while she is Jocasta Nu Rifle, if they have defense down, explodes, or tenacity down, inflict that buff on all enemies for 1 turn, and she gains the opposite buff for 1 turn. If they had vulnerable, deal additional damage based on 10% of her max protection, and then recover 25% protection. Gain 5 siphon until the end of the encounter. And then, while in Grand Arenas, the Omicron is, as long as she is Jocasta Nu rifle, on her turn, grant each Jedi Vanguard ally every dispellable buff she has for 1 turn. Ooh. So you want her to have a ton of buffs, that way that everybody can get a ridiculous amount of buffs. Almost like what you think happens with Yoda when he does his special move and gives everybody buffs, but it's never as juicy as you'd like. Well, maybe hers could be. In Grand Arenas, at least. Alright, special. My turn. If all allies are Jedi Vanguard, dispel all buffs on all enemies. Deal special damage to target enemy, gain speed up for 1 turn. So that, again, sounds like that's the exact same regular kit reading. Now, we can learn about her Zeta and all that. So the Zeta portion is, while she is Jocasta Nu rifle, deal bonus true damage equal to 100% of her current protection to the target enemy, which can't be evaded. Then lose all current protection. Well then, that's weird and kind of terrible. Jocasta Nu siphons max protection from the target enemy, which can't be resisted. If the target enemy is defeated by this ability, gain max protection equal to the target enemy's max protection. Gain 100% bonus protection for 1 turn. Okay, so it's terrible, but at the same time, it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, if you end up killing the enemy, you gain their protection, which is weird, but it's also weird because the enemy's dead, but then the game's still remembering how much protection they had. Like, okay. And then you also gain 100% bonus protection. And is that her base, or is it the protection that you stole from your enemy? 100% of that. I don't know. Either way, you lose all your protection, but then you get some back, or a lot back. Now the Omicron! Also Grand Arena. If all allies are Jedi Vanguard, and she is Jocasta Nu rifle, then you dispel all the buffs on all allies. Set the target enemy's max health to 65, excluding Galactic Legends and raid bosses, until the start of their turn. Wait, set the target enemy's max health to 65? So you make them all super weak? I mean, it's until the start of their turn, but if you get lucky and you got a few turns going, you can easily kill them once their health is only 65. I mean, literally easily kill them. Even something stupid like Royal Guard's Force Pike does more than 65 damage. Special! It's up to you now. Deal special damage equal to 50% of Jocasta's max protection to all enemies. If any enemies are defeated, Jedi Vanguard allies recover 100% health and protection, and all enemies are breached for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. Breached, that's kind of funny to see on a character. I'm so used to it being on ships. Most specifically, bounty hunter ships. Most specifically, needed under an executor leads. That way then you can get the ultimate off faster. Nothing changed here, right? Special, it's up to you now? Or I guess it's just the name change, but I feel like everything else is probably the same. Post-transform. It belongs in a museum. Okay. So now they have more animations. Now this is her with her gun instead of the lightsaber. I think I just read all this crap, actually. Why did they do this so weirdly like this? This is very disorganized. Oh, well, this one actually tells you when you gain every dispellable buff, it's everything excluding stealth and taunt. So there's 2 little exceptions. Anyways, my turn. This is just a big blast of her gun. Wow. Stupid probe droid. Alright, we already read all this crap. And we already read up to you now. Whew, wow, there was a lot there to cover. But that's because she transforms and they wrote everything twice, so it made it like 4 times as long as it needed to be. Anyways, let's see what the community says real quick. Can't hate on Jocasta. Literally can't. Nice design, American school librarian for the win. Now that we have an Indiana Jones reference, are we ever going to get Indy himself, like how the old Lego games had both Indy and Han? It'd be a cool Easter egg. Really? The Lego games had Han? I didn't know that. That is kind of silly, though. It's very fitting. I mean, it's the same actor, and the movies came out roughly around the same time and stuff, so... I missed the comic where she pulls out the 50 cal. What is this? Is for fighting. I don't see anyone in the kit other than randomly in her unique. I missed that. I didn't see that anywhere. Did you forget to put the Omicron text in the basic, or is that reserved for when the new era stuff comes out? Never mind. Just confusing that the Omicron text is in another ability. Yes, I know. That was very weird. Yo, this is awesome. Unexpected, but not unwelcome. Maybe Syndralig, Agent Kohler, and Sicey Teen coming next. Hopefully, Vanilla GR Jedis get some love soon. Galactic Religion? Wow. Republic. Jedi. Yeah, all those sucky ones. Maybe they get a little bit better. Can we get more Territory War, Omicron, Conquest tunes? What? This is like the 6th in a row for GAC. Yeah, because Grand Arena is the best area to have Omicrons. That, or Territory Battles. Not Territory War. What's the matter with you? CG, the Vanguards were a collection of blah 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 stalwart defenders of the Jedi Temple. Vanguard, noun, a group of people leading the way in new developments or ideas. The foremost part of an advancing army or naval force. CG, this word doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay. I mean, I didn't realize this either, but CG's not really known for being too smart. I mean, I got the meathead who's kind of like a huge lib. He calls everybody that's clearly a woman a they. I bet you Jocasta's a they or a he to him. So, you know, when you can't even tell what genders are, you can't be that intelligent. So, of course, you're not going to know how to use Vanguard. Or at least not understand its definition. And, or be able to even look it up. But, yeah. Anyhow, that's all I got. That was a very confusing kit reveal. Especially at the end there, how it was all broken up. But, we got through it. So, yeah. Anyways, next Conquest character. For me, I'll probably have her in about 1.5 years. So, I guess until then, I said see ya.